So, hi everyone. I'd like to welcome Carly Faye onto the show today. Carly's a psychic and a healer who helps to connect her clients with the beautiful energy of angels and ascended masters. And today we're going to talk about how you can see angels and ascended masters. So, welcome on the show, Carly. Good to have you here.
Hello. Thank you.
So can you tell me about your first experience with angels and ascended masters? So something that was really quite profound and made you kind of think, yes, this is real and I'm supposed to be working with these energies.
Yeah, so I probably can't even remember the first because I started studying angels around 20 years ago, and I didn't start properly using and channeling their energies until 5 years ago. I was doing workshops with a well-known lady called, I was attending workshops with a well-known lady called Debbie Clayton, and she channels angels in a group setting, and the energies were so strong. I remember thinking, wow, this is definitely something that I want to be part of my healing. So she was very, very inspirational in that way. So that probably was my first experience with angels was through Debbie Clayton. And then since then, I remember I just started sort of healing, doing my spiritual healing, and I knew I wanted to channel angels, and I knew I wanted my healing to be a lot stronger. And I just remember kind of sort of chatting in my head to them, and really strongly came in Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is known as like, I guess, the angel that is closest to God, if you wanted to use those words, and not in a religious way either. But yeah, and my hand chakras were opened up by him, and it was really, really super strong. And then the next healing I did was completely different. I could see angels around my clients. I could see them working around my clients, and it just took my healing to a whole new level.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. And when people first get into spirituality, so angels are often the first things they connect with. So why do you think this is? Is it easier to do, or is there something else?
I think that there is just so much literature out there on angels.
Yeah.
If you were to be beginning on your spiritual journey and you went into a spiritual shop, and there was a load of oracle cards, they would all be on angels. If you go into the spiritual section of a bookstore, you'll see, huge amounts written on angels. So I think, there's just so much on them. That would be why somebody would first pick them up. But personally, I think it's because we all have a guardian angel, and we all have somebody looking over, looking after us, looking over us. So I personally feel like that's the angelic realm working through us. And what the most loveliest feeling is to know that there's an angel and a being that's looking after you all of the time.
Yeah.
And speaking through you, through your thoughts, through your wisdom, through your intuition, guiding you, pushing you in one direction or another direction. So that would be my answer. One answer why people go in for angels, first of all.
Yeah. So we have a really close natural connection with them, naturally aligned with them.
Yeah, and we have angels come in so many different forms as well. There's earth angels, there's angels that are, pets are like earth angels as well, and like I said, your own guardian angels, they're all around us in so many forms. And it's funny because if you start listening to music on the radio, especially in popular music, there are so many songs where the word angel is actually in the lyrics.
Yeah.
And you won't realize now until you start listening. And there's so much. As I must have been talking to an angel, or there was an angel by my side. She looked like an angel, and it's just there. It's there in our world. they're with us all the
Is it
time.
like the mass consciousness? Yeah,
In the mass
absolutely.
consciousness, yeah, and then it comes through in so many different mediums within our lives, that I think it's going into our psyche all the time, and we just don't realize it.
So does an angel, we typically think of angels as having wings and, maybe being in robes and things like that. So do they look like that? So, you say they sort of show up everywhere else in our world. How do they look to you when you see them?
So I see them. So loads of people always want to know: do you see them with your actual eyes, or do you see them
Yeah,
intuitively?
that was my
So
next
I would be,
question,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I would be intuitively seeing them with my third eye. However, I know when Archangel Michael is with me, because I see blue orbs um, all over the place, all around me, and he comes in on the blue ray. So different angels come in on different healing rays. But the question you asked me is, what do they? So I see angels. I wouldn't see them in the detail that you just described, as in robes. But I know that Metatron to me always looks like he comes in on a kind of deep green, and I know he has dark hair. Whereas Archangel Raphael comes in on he has lighter brown hair, comes in on a emerald green ray. And Archangel Michael would have a blonder hair and comes in on a blue ray, and Shamuel would come in on a pink ray. And so I recognize each angel not in the way that I would recognize a person on the street, as in, oh yeah, that's that person, they wear that coat and they have, I don't recognize angels in that way. I know the color that they come in on. And then I hear a name. So when I first started seeing Archangel Zadkiel, I knew was something to do with forgiveness, because I heard the word forgiveness, and then I saw a purple ray coming in, and thankfully I was actually healing an angel expert at the time, and I said, oh, I feel like you need to forgive someone, and I've got this purple ray coming in, it's an angel and a purple ray, and she said, oh, that will be Zadkiel. And it was great. So I've worked with some wonderful teachers that have written books on angels, are published authors, and then have been able to say, oh, well, you're actually seeing them on the color ray that they come in.
Yeah.
So that's how I know each angel that I'm getting. And then with an ascended master, I started seeing violet flames around people. No idea about Saint Germain at all for 2 years. I was just like, oh yeah, you've got the violet flame over you. That's just going to clear a load of stuff. 2 years later, I then read something that was like the violet flame, Saint Germain, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'd been working with that being without really even realizing.
Yeah.
And the same with the two Marys as well. If we're going to go into ascended masters, I saw it's like a ruby healing light, and I just knew that was Mary Magdalene. And then it wasn't really until maybe 6 months ago I got another Mary in, and then I thought, well, you're not Mary Magdalene, you're not coming in on a ruby ray, and you feel completely different. You feel really mothering, and that energy, Mother Mary, she comes in on a royal blue ray.
Okay.
And it's just like, kind of, I'll see a picture, I'll just know, and it's really difficult for me to describe, because it's using all senses all at
Yeah.
once. So
So each angel, each ascended master has sort of an energetic imprint, and then you can feel that, and you interpret that through color and sort of how they appear to you.
yeah, completely. So I'll feel it, hear it, and see it and know it all at once in one big rush of information, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, that's who I'm dealing with. So it's like a kind of sensory overload, but all of that is coming through my intuitive being. They're not right next to me, seeing them like I would see you. but that doesn't mean that they're not real.
Not real. Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. So people often want to actually see an angel or a spiritual being as opposed to feeling them or hearing them or seeing signs and recognizing the signs. They kind of want to prove it's real. So is it easy to see them, or does it take time for most people? And what other ways are there of connecting to these beings?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I mean, there's so many different ways to connect. I mean, first of all, if you want to know about them, you just start studying them and you start deepening your bond, and you start researching them. Archangel Michael is I would say probably one of the strongest. And you start choosing to work with a particular angel, and you start studying them, and then you can ask for signs as well. So then maybe you would start seeing feathers, or like me, you might start seeing orbs, you might start seeing flashes of color. Is a tricky thing. How do we prove this stuff? I guess we can't, can we? It's just a case of, does this resonate with your own inner truth? Asking that question, because you'll feel if it connects with you or if it doesn't connect with you. But if you want to strengthen your bond, yeah, I guess you need to start studying them, and you need to start asking them for their help. Because the way that I look at it is that there's a million unemployed angels out there waiting for you to hand over your free will so they can help you with a specific job. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed by something, if I feel like I need more courage, if I need to feel more safe in my home, I would start asking Archangel Michael for help, because he's the angel of protection and strength.
Yeah.
But you would have need to have studied angels to even know that. And there's so many different meditations you can do out there on YouTube that are free. Meditating with angels, connecting with your own angel. I talk to my angels and guides like they are my best friends. I'm talking to them all the time. I'm having conversations with them because it makes me feel less alone. It helps me feel safer. It helps me deepen my connection to them, and also I can get more help. The more you ask the universe, the more it will respond and help. And angels are there to do that. Angels and guides are all there just to help us, because anybody that says life isn't hard would just be lying. Life is very, very hard. Who doesn't want more help to help us navigate through life?
Free help as well.
Free help, exactly.
Free help.
Free help. And if I didn't have my angels and guides, if people say, well, how do you get through life? Everybody has their crutches, don't they, of what helps them. And I'm like, my angels and guides. If I didn't have them, if I didn't have that knowledge that I have them to help me, I just think, wow, how do people get through the world without through their lives without their angels and guides, without knowing that they have these beautiful light beings to help them? I'm
absolutely.
like, I find life hard enough with them. If I didn't have them, I'm like, I don't know what I would do.
It's just a case of kind of trusting. So you might not get this big amazing spiritual experience and an angel appears in your room and the walls start shaking and things like that. It's just kind of slowly beginning to trust, would you say, that they are there, and the more you ask, the sort of more you can tune into them and sort of align with their help, with their advice, with their
I mean, you might get some huge light up your room. I mean, about 3 months ago, something woke me up in the middle of the night and my whole room lit up in a bright white light, and I had this buzzing coming through my crown. And I'm not gonna lie, it really quite scared me, because it woke me up in the middle of the night. It was bright and it was light, and I knew it was okay, but I did have to say, like, calm it down, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. And then it kind of eased off, and I was probably getting some sort of lovely angelic download. But you know, and it's lovely to have signs, and we ask them all the time, but be careful what you wish for, because when you get them, it's like in the middle of the night.
Time.
Yeah, you know, it
can you help
happen.
me, but not 3 a.m, please? Yeah.
Can I get a full 8-hour sleep, please? That would be lovely. But you know, if you wanted to have it in a more, it can come through subtly, but I always get a beautiful shiver down my spine of energy, of almost resonance, I would say, when I'm connecting to my angels and guides. Now, that's a very subtle feeling, but I know that that's them, because I've called them in. I'm connecting, and then I get a kind of lovely ripple down my spine. My mum actually gets it down the side of her chest, so hers is different. Another friend I've got says that their crown chakra on the top of their head just really starts buzzing. Somebody else might just get a complete and utter wave of peace come over them. I think we could get all of those things, and it changes every time. So I think there's just a million different ways that you could be connecting to the angelic realm or ascended masters, you know, your guides, and it could be different each time.
And is there a difference between angelic energy and the energy of the ascended masters, that you could really recognize it was one or the other, or are they all individual?
That's a tricky one to answer. How do I know? All of them are light beings, and each of them come in on a different vibration. Even each angel will feel very different. Archangel Chamuel will feel so much different to Jophiel or Gabriel or Michael. Each angel will feel different in the angelic realm. And then the ascended masters, I mean, I guess you could say they're all angels. You know, if I was to be channeling the Christ light, Jesus Christ, he is King of the angels. He is the ultimate healer. He is just so full of light. I don't see him with wings, but he comes in on a really bright white golden ray. Does he feel any different to an angel? No, I guess each one it's just each energy is just unique. They come in on a vibration of love. Maybe goddesses, when you start channeling them, they feel different to angels. They feel more like a different type of power, and that's the only way I could describe it. It's strong energy. It's a strong energy, and it's more, is fierce the right word? I'm not sure fierce is the right word, but it's a stronger energy. That doesn't mean the healing is stronger, but maybe it's
like
intensified.
Maybe
it's more physical. Maybe it's intensified in a different way. It's really, really difficult to describe energy with words. with words, because words are really, really limited, and they come in on it's on a much vaster level than words can describe. So I'm struggling to find the right words that can encompass their vastness. That makes sense.
It's just kind of asking to feel what each energy feels like, and then you know, tuning in and beginning to recognize it, I suppose. Is that?
And obviously, and as you study each one, you would start to get a knowledge of maybe Saint Germain, and then you would know Saint Germain comes in with a violet flame. So then you would have that knowledge, and then that would kind of start to come through. If you didn't have any knowledge, you might maybe start to just see colors, and then you could say, okay, well, I'm getting blue. I'm getting the color blue. Okay, well, you know, blue rules the throat chakra. Um, Blue is the color of communication. Blue is also the color that Archangel Michael comes on. Deep blue is the color that Mother Mary would come on. So it's just there's so much to it once you start really going into it, you know.
Fantastic. Okay. And so if you're new to all this, what sort of things can angels help you with? Can ascended masters help you with in life? So what sort of things can they help you address or change or shift or?
Okay, well, I'll just so we don't go too deep into, because that's a really vast question.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll keep it really, really simple.
If you're just beginning to sort of play around and feel into it, what sort of things
right,
ask for help with?
if you're just beginning and you want to connect to angels, let's just go with Archangel Michael, because
Okay.
I would say he is, it's not that he's stronger, but I think that he communicates very, very clearly. So if you want to be linking with an angel, then you want to start off with Archangel Michael and your own guardian angel. You know, so if we're going to start off with Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael is the angel of transformation. Archangel Michael comes in on the Blu-ray. Archangel Michael heals the throat chakra. He will clear from your path all the stuff that's blocking you. That's why he is the angel that's in charge of cutting cords, releasing blocks, helping you clear away entities, lower energies, you know. So if you want to be ascending and moving up on your path, your spiritual path, he's the best one to come in, because he's a warrior angel. He clears away everything that is no longer serving you. I mean, him alone, if you only ever just wanted to work with one angel, you know, you've got enough going on just with that one.
Yeah.
And like I said, he is really, really, really strong. And I will give you an example of working with Archangel Michael. So I've been healing maybe for about 6 months, maybe a little bit more than that, with clients, and I would call in Archangel Michael, surround me in a bubble of protection, of healing light, allowing only those of the highest light and vibration to enter. Halfway through healing a client, I psychically saw an energy kind of fly in the room, and I didn't know if it was good or not. If I'd followed my gut, I would have known instantly that it wasn't. But I guess I was new, and I kind of didn't want to discriminate against certain energies and other energies, and I hadn't quite found my way with that yet. So whilst I was there contemplating whether this was a good energy or a lower energy, or if I wanted this, if this energy was good for my client's highest good,
Yeah.
whilst I was having a dialogue with that, the energy came in, and within about 3 seconds came into my left temple, pierced my temple, and it was like a black arrow went into me, and I just got the biggest, scariest ripple of fear take over me, and I just thought, oh my goodness, and I was just paralyzed. I was paralyzed by this other energy. And so immediately I just shouted in my head, Archangel Michael, come in and help me now. I don't know what to do. And in a split second, I just got this vroom, and it just kind of came through me, and I've never felt anything like it. It was the strongest energy that plowed through my crown and just came through my entire being. I knew it was Michael. I knew it was light, and I knew he was getting rid of whatever it was that had come in.
Yeah.
And it was just so strong that it took me about 10 minutes to kind of come out of it, and I was shaking. And I then kind of said to Archangel Michael, once I'd calmed down, or what did I do wrong, and why had this lower energy come in? And I felt like I'd really done something wrong, and I couldn't quite work out, you know. And he just said, you didn't do anything wrong. It was just a strong energy. It came in, it was a strong energy, but nothing stronger than the light. You called me, I was there.
I've got
And that
goosebumps
made me,
now.
yeah, and that made me feel really, really safe.
Yeah.
Really safe, because what was lovely was hearing was it was just a strong energy. You know, there is light and dark. It wasn't a light energy, it was a dark energy, but nothing is as strong as Archangel Michael. You know,
Yeah.
nothing is stronger than the light. And once you know that, you know, the light shines on the dark, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So that was wonderful, you know. And another thing, what's happened now is my link with Michael is so strong that when I do get energies come in at night time in my dream state, so I might have a lower energy come in and it comes in my dream.
Yeah.
Now if something's in a dream and I'm not having a nice dream, I'll even say in my dream, I'll just start saying Archangel Michael. And then it happened a few months ago, and I just heard this voice say really loudly, Carly, you're dreaming, wake up. And I was like, and I kind of woke up, and I know it was him.
Yeah.
So, but that is after 5 years of cultivating a really strong link
Really
with
strong
him.
bond. Yeah.
And yeah, you go to the gym once, you'll notice no difference. You
Yeah.
go every day after 5 years, you will look like the Incredible Hulk. I
Yeah.
mean, that is the best analogy for doing this work of, you know, it's practice, isn't it? It's practice and practice.
Yeah.
And strengthening that bond, and
Yeah.
you will get there.
And so the more you put in, the more you're likely to see and feel and, you know, have a connection.
Always
Yeah.
know this, you know, you start calling in angels and ascended masters and you don't make any changes, you won't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Because they you know, I started calling in Archangel Michael probably a year, and then about a year later my whole world turned upside down.
Yeah.
It was a greatest blessing. It was
Yeah.
bloody painful, I'm not going to lie, but all of the things that were no longer serving me were a light was shone on them. All
Yeah.
of the dysfunction and everything that was holding me back, but you've got to put the work in as well. It's no good sort of calling in these beautiful energies, you know, and I'll channel with somebody and I'll say, oh, I can see you're having too much caffeine, you know, and I'll start reading it from their whole energy system, and Archangel Raphael will tell me that he's the healing angel, he's the healing physician, you know. But it's all well and good being told this stuff, but you then got to make the changes as well, you know. If I know, for me, if I'm to drink alcohol, I will soon fall off my path. It doesn't nourish me.
Mm.
I'm now doing that with refined sugar and caffeine. I need to
Yeah.
have minimal amounts, and Raphael will be telling me that, you
Yeah.
know, because the way that I see it is that I work for them and they work for me. It's a two-way street.
Okay.
And that's the best way to be looking at it, you know. You got to be doing the work on yourself as well, you know. So if you feel pulled in a certain direction, listen to it, because that will be your angels and guides trying to push you in the best way. But you need to make those changes as well. And quite
Yeah.
often I think we don't want to. We grip on to those things that don't serve us, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they'll just keep nudging us even harder, you know,
Where's
saying
all the
sort
stuff
it
I
out.
wanted?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so somebody that's going through a spiritual awakening right now, and there's a lot of people doing that at the moment, what sort of 3 angels or spiritual beings, ascended masters, would you recommend they reach out to, and why? So Archangel Michael, definitely. Are there
Archangel
any
Michael,
others?
definitely. Yeah, because he's the angel of transition. He's the angel of protection and courage. I mean, we're moving in crazy times at the moment. Nobody knows what's going on in front of them. You know, if you wanted a warrior by you right now to help you feel safe, to navigate your path, to help you feel courageous as you move forward, to help your home and your loved ones feel safe and protected, and your energy field be protected. Archangel Michael is that angel, and he comes in on an electric blue ray.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really good way to start linking in with Archangel Michael. Oh, I can only choose two. This is so difficult. Oh, I'm gonna go with Gabriel. I'm gonna go with Gabriel because that's the angel that's coming in for me. So Archangel Gabriel is the angel that rules the crown chakra.
Right.
So connection to source, spiritual awakening. It's our top chakra. So that's a really good angel to be calling in if you're starting to meditate more, if you're like you said, opening up to a spiritual path. Then Archangel Gabriel is the angel of peace, comes in on a white ray, so through the crown is a brilliant white light, and also is the angel that says laughter is the best medicine.
Right.
So if you're going to be doing this work, you need to keep a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And Archangel Gabriel will help you do that, but a really high vibration. Archangel Gabriel does come in with the Christ light as well. So the Christ light, and Jesus Christ, the ascended master. So I'm kind of bringing two into one there.
Yeah.
And then one more angel. And I'm going to go with Shamuel because Shamuel is the most loving angel. It's the angel of love. And I mean universal love. Love comes in many forms. So if that could be a romantic love as well, of course. But Archangel Shamuel comes in on a pink healing ray.
Okay.
And Archangel Shamuel is the angel that I would call on whenever you have issues with relationship issues, even within a family. It doesn't have to be romantic issues, but it's a really, really good angel to have for. Really sorry, there's a dog barking in the background, and I hope it doesn't come through too loudly. But yeah, it's a really, really good angel to have for when you need to be nourishing yourself through self-love, coming back to your heart space, coming into your compassionate heart, because that's your navigational system, your heart.
Yeah.
Always. And Archangel Shamuel will help you do that.
Yeah.
So I think all of us who on earth does not struggle with self-love, everybody does, everybody does. That's a lifetime one, that one. So if you're wanting to have a gentle energy come in and help you with self-love, or you want to send love to anybody else, then that's Shamuel, and that's on the pink ray.
Okay.
So a lovely, picturing a lovely pink healing light coming into your heart and connecting with Shamuel.
Fantastic. Lovely. Okay. And so would you be able to talk the listeners through a process right now so they can close their eyes and begin to see, feel and experience the angels, the angelic energy? So if someone was just, wanted to try this, they'd never done it before, and they could just, what would you recommend they do? Or have you got a process that you use?
Yeah. Well, I'll just close my eyes and go within, and we'll just see kind of what pops up. But okay, so I would first of all, everything that I would do would start with the breath. The deeper the breath, the more the energy comes out of the brain and then comes into the body. So I would just take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just really starting to just calm your energy system down. And I would then ask to call in. I would then call in Archangel Gabriel. And then asking Angel Gabriel to come in through the crown, lighting up that chakra, beaming in a beautiful white light. letting that energy come in through the head, flood through the body, through the shoulders and arms and chest. Asking this beautiful energy to bring in peace, calm. Asking Gabriel to connect to our higher selves, our wisdom. I would then call in Archangel Chamuel on the pink ray. Seeing a beautiful pink light come right in through the heart chakra. Letting this pink light flood all the way through my body, my being. All layers of my being. Mind, body and spirit. Asking Chamuel to light up and fill my whole aura with pink light, with pink loving light. Asking Chamuel to help me connect back to my heart, to this beautiful place of wisdom where there is no judgment. Asking Chamuel to help me lovingly accept myself, help me love myself more. And then through this process of self-love, help me love and understand all the other beings that I meet in this world through the lens of the heart and not the mind. And then asking Chamuel to radiate love out from me so that everyone that comes in contact with me will feel loved and nurtured. So already my energy is feeling much softer, more loving. It's like coming into the emotional body and everything just becoming so much softer. It's like all of those hard edges of our being start to kind of get muffled and softer. And then I would call in to finish Archangel Michael to come in and put a healing blue bubble of protection around me and anyone listening to this, allowing only energies that are aligned with light and love to enter, asking Archangel Michael to fearlessly cut away anything that's blocking my path, to ask Michael to clear my throat chakra so I can voice my truth with greatest wisdom, asking Michael to come in and cut any cords, any attachments, any lower energies away, anything that's blocking my path. And seeing my whole aura and energy bubble fill up with a really strong, strong blue light. And then knowing that right by my side, I have this angel that's going to act like my fiercest defender. So that I feel really safe and strong for when I am doubting myself. I have this angel by my side. and that can help me remember my own strength and my own wisdom, and give me the tools so I can navigate on my path fearlessly, so I can be a spiritual warrior. And then I would call on Mother Gaia and Archangel Sandalphon to help me ground now after doing that. So just picturing some golden roots coming down through the feet, down into the earth, plugging my energy into the center of the earth, and then calling the energy up from Mother Gaia and Sandalphon to bring in a really beautiful kind of coppery golden energy up through the feet chakra, up through the body, and then all the way up to the top of the head. And then what I've just done is connect my being to heaven and earth by physically being here on the planet now. And you can do that with what I've just said. So that's what you're doing. You're calling in the angels from heaven. You're calling in Mother Gaia from the earth. And you're connecting heaven to earth through your body. Yeah. So that was a very quick.
Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah, that was beautiful. I really felt that. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's, and that would just be a really nice quick one, but they're so strong, you know. It doesn't need to be hours and hours of meditating. It's
Yeah.
just strengthening that link and just knowing, you know, if you ask, you will receive.
Yeah.
And it's that truth, and it's just knowing that, and having that faith. And then once you know that truth and you have that faith, that's when you start to really, really strengthen to those energies, you know, because the only thing that's blocking your path is that voice of fear, which ultimately disconnects you, because they're there all the time. You know, if you ask, you will receive, and they're ready and they're waiting, and they just want your permission to come in.
They're really accessible. Yeah.
Really accessible. And it's the same with your own guardian angel. Everyone has one, and they are there all the time. And just knowing that you can just do that and just call on them and just strengthen that bond. You know, there's nothing more than your own angel wants to do than wrap its wings around you and make themselves feel known to you, because that's their job, is to just help you navigate through life. And it's just such a lovely feeling, you know, knowing that. It's just, yeah.
Alone.
We're not alone.
So how do you work with clients then to help them develop their spiritual connection?
So, well, all of my clients that come to me will come for an energetic clearing, and they strengthen their connection by me quite literally removing all of the lower energies that they don't need, and they become way lighter. So this is cords, entities, past lives, traumas, and that alone connects them to their higher self. But then also I am channeling angels as well throughout my healing sessions. So I'm kind of, you know, I'm saying, well, you've got this angel, or normally most people, I'll say that I'll link them with their own guardian angel, but normally, you know, somebody will have, like, you know, today you've got Archangel Raphael with you, then I'll say because of this, and I'm given clear examples of whatever my client is going through as to why they've got that angel with them. But before the COVID restrictions, I was doing monthly workshops with angels, you know, and I can still do them in small groups actually, and I will do, because that is allowed at the moment. And it would be like a whole day workshop on Archangel Michael. And so that very quick little channeling that I just did then, we would have a fair few hours of that. So it's really really strong stuff.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And so if someone wants to work with you personally to access your expertise and your help with this, what can you offer them and how can they get in touch with you? So
I guess with everybody, I've got my own website, psychic spiritual healer Carly Faye, and I'm on Facebook as Carly Faye Spiritual Healer. You know, if people want to contact me. What was the other question? What was it?
what
It
do you
was how.
offer with people? So obviously, are you working online at the moment? Are you seeing
Yeah,
people?
so I'm working online. I am seeing clients in person now one-on-one. I offer, angelic healing, angelic Reiki healing, and I specialize, we haven't even got into it, but I specialize in entity removal and property clearings as well. But I'm working with clients via Skype or via Zoom or via WhatsApp or via a messenger call, so many different platforms we can now use. I don't need to be in the same room as a client because I can see everything. I'm clairvoyant, so I'm really lucky in that way.
Yeah.
So I have clients, I have one in Portugal that I have, video calls with and things, so it doesn't matter where you are, everything is energy. So that is what I'm offering at the moment. So it's just so lovely to start actually being able to see clients in person after a heavy lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Carly. It's been great talking to you. Lots of
You're
interesting
welcome.
things to think about there and try out. So thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for
Bye.
having me. Bye.